Hello everyone, I'm Nasif Nalakat and I'm an IIM Indore alumnus. Currently working in a full-time job as a manager in finance operations. So as you all know, I recently started my channel and I'm trying my best to give all of you, all my viewers, the knowledge that I have accumulated over the years on various aspects including career, corporate, as well as motivational you will be getting in this channel. So without further discussion, let's get right into today's topic of discussion, which is related to consulting in specific. So I will be using a general Indian context whereby a lot of aspiring content consultants can get value from this video, as well as I will be helping you to basically if you want to upscale yourself currently working in any corporate job and wish to shift to consulting, believe this video will be helpful for those you guys. Okay, so let's get into it then. So the first skill or the talent that a consultant will possess is definitely going to be business acumen. In fact, business acumen is not in general very specific to consultants, but anybody who is an management pass out or MBA pass out should have a certain amount of business acumen, and this is especially very crucial when it comes to consulting. Let me maybe simplify what I mean by business acumen. So business acumen is simply understanding the in and outs of a business completely and the goal of how or where it need to move to. So basically consultants work with their clients who are basically other corporates, and they want to have a particular goal, like let's say reducing cost or probably like enhancing the productivity of a particular department of the company or something like that. So the business acumen part in this particular project would be when the consultant in a limited amount of time period is able to understand in and out of the business and to structure his thought process so that he can present it to them in the best possible way. So this is more like a soft skill, if you want, if you can count it that way. Yeah, so that would be the first one, and second is definitely going to be analytical skills. By analytical skills, it's more of a hard skill whereby they are able to understand and crunch data. So this will involve good control and knowledge on uses of Excel and different functions and how to make the best out of the data you have been given. And third is again back to a soft skill, which is definitely going to be communication, because when you're working with clients, you need to be very good at communication and effective in the thought process and the ideas that you are preaching to them. So communication is definitely an important aspect of consultant, and they should not be, let's say, very persuasive, or neither should be very coming off as an underconfident person. So that's about communication, which is the third point. Now let's move on to the next point, which is going to be about persuasion. This is because persuasion, why I categorize it as a fourth important skill is because many times you are, as a consultant, given a project. For example, let's say going back to the initial project whereby the goal was to enhance the product to a particular department. So you will be working on this, let's say, over a period of 2 months. So at the end of the 2 months, the outcome of this team's output, or the basically the KPIs or the metrics that is used to measure this team's productivity, will solely be the indicator of your performance. So what does this mean? This simply means that you need to have enough persuasion skills so that you can interact with the people in this team, basically persuade them or influence them to move towards a particular direction, or to move up, or to make them do something in a particular way which you think is going to be better, and you need to convince or persuade them. So yeah, that's that. And maybe let's cover an important aspect of being a consultant, and that will also be coming as part of the fifth skill, which is simply resilience. So it's a very uh, way to put out how much of stress or pressure that you can handle. So that is what I mean by resilience. So what is the problem is that when you work with a limited time period, when you are working with a client who has a different way of doing things, there is also pressure from your own team and your own manager. So you will be under a lot of time pressure or in general stress. So there should always be a good way for you to become resilient to this by having your own ways of practicing and by having your own ways of conveying everything. So you need to be very resilient. You should not take any fallback or criticism from the client in a very negative way. You should be able to bounce back from it in a quicker way. So yeah, I mean that's what this video is all about. I hope you are able to relate to how these things will be coming up for your future as consultant, and those who are already consultant will of course be able to understand the essence of the video. So to summarize it, basically you will need to have a good business acumen, you will need to have a good analytical skill, you will need to be persuasive, you should be also good in communication, and finally you should be resilient. And an important aspect related to communication is also the hard skill of presentation. So and I know all of you might have heard about how consultants are uh, basically 24/7 in their job time going to be busy making text. Yes, it is true, and it is basically the way for them to show the thought process and the ideas they want the business or their client to do, and having a very strong PPT with a beautiful layouts and good use of statistics at wherever the need is to be. So all of these are important things when it comes to making a deck and being a consultant. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you have had some good values or something that you can use in the future, for those who are wishing to be consultants. Okay, then thank you guys. Signing off for today.